Good morning. I'm gonna do a get ready with me. Well, not really get ready with me, and we're just gonna like talk about some things that have been on my mind, and I'm just gonna get ready at the same time because why not? First off, time to open my advent calendar. Guys, genuinely, this is the reason I've got through December. This. Oh yeah. Hello. There we go. It is literally crazy to me because, sorry, filming this at 8 AM, so I'm gonna be talking a little bit quiet. It's crazy to me that, so like me saying that the only reason I'm getting up is for my advent calendar, me 2 years ago would be shaking in her boots because literally up until about 1 or 2 years ago, I basically, like, advent calendars weren't fun for me because I would not be able to eat them, or I'd get them and then just like stop eating it halfway through because, like, we know that I've had quite a lot of issues with food, so I would just not be allowed to let myself have them. And it's just so weird now that like it doesn't even cross my mind, because I just used to, I would have to like add the chocolate to like the food that I was going to be eating in the day, and I'd have to like factor in when I was like making decisions later in the day. I'd be like, oh, you know, I had that chocolate. And like I still kind of do that, I'm still aware of it, but like it is just crazy that like it's, now I'm just like, yay, I get to wake up and eat chocolate. Like I don't even think about it. Or like I would get the advent calendars that were like the tiniest of chocolates, whereas like this year I was like, I want a fat advent calendar. Yeah, I think it's something I've found with eating, that it's such a like gradual process that one day you're just like, oh my gosh, like I didn't count my calories today, or yeah, like I didn't even think about what like I was eating today. Like it's just crazy. I think that's the thing, this is not even what I came on to talk about, but I think that's the thing with food issues, which a lot of people don't understand. They are so ingrained in you, so it does take years to undo the like obsessive nature of like the food relationship. So yeah, I still have so much like that normal people wouldn't, but I am so much better than I used to be. But yeah, I just thought it's just quite wholesome that now the only reason I get up is for my advent calendar. I'm just gonna do like light makeup because I am going to the gym and I'll probably sweat it off. But yeah, so hope everyone is well. I've finished my exams and I've been having a lovely little time. Yeah, I've been having just a nice time, just chilling. I do definitely feel really exhausted and I am not sleeping well at all, but it's okay. But yeah, I kind of wanted to talk about the learning about yourself when you are not depressed, which I've definitely touched on in previous videos, but I feel like it has become quite like apparent to me because when I've been editing my videos, like the past couple of weeks, when I've been feeling like more brighter, because obviously the first couple of videos weren't bright at all, we know this. When I've been editing them, like I kind of said in my previous video, like I literally didn't upload one of the vlogs because I really didn't like myself in it. And then I just kind of got thinking and I was like, why don't I like myself? Because it was me, like it was literally how I act and how I me being normal. And I have been finding that a lot, that like when I've been editing videos and like watching myself back, it feels really alien. And it's that I then kind of realized that it doesn't feel like me in the videos, because the me that I am used to is so withdrawn and depressed and like anxious, and like like the person when I'm in a better mood, the person I see on the screen is not those things, and it's really weird for me because I'm like, who's she? Yeah, so it's less of a disliking for myself, and it's more just like I am not very knowledgeable of who I am when I'm not depressed. And yeah, I've talked about this, like I've talked about this year has been one of the years where I have like really started to get to know myself when I'm not depressed, and like who I am and how I operate. It is sad that like I can't multitask. Yeah, it is sad that like at the age of 20 I'm only starting to understand who I am without depression and anxiety. Like unfortunately it's just the reality for me that yeah, a lot of my years have been quite sad and hard. And then obviously because I hit like a huge depressive episode, it's like coming out of that and re-establishing that relationship with myself. My relationship with myself is so... Why I feel I'm gonna cry. My relationship with myself is really new to me, which is really odd to say because like I have been on this earth for 21 years now. But like almost like my positive relationship with myself is really new to me. And yeah, I think a lot of my childhood and my like teenage years were, it was a very like, it wasn't a nice relationship with myself, and I never really knew who I was because so much of my brain and my time was just like consumed by anxiety and sadness. And like also just I think part of the like self-growth and healing process is like connecting with your true self and like finding out about yourself, which I wasn't doing in high school. But yeah, I think it's just been like quite odd watching myself like through the lens of a camera, because it's so unfamiliar. Because like I said, like I am really aware of the fact that I don't want to put on a front, like I want to be like completely authentic with you guys. So I think that's why I've been struggling, because obviously when I'm watching these videos I'm like, that's not me, so I feel like I'm fake if I put that out, because I'm like, that can't be me, like that's not who I am. But it is me, and it's just the side of me that maybe hasn't come out for a while. But like as I've said, depression and me, like I have so many different sides to me. Depression is just a part of that side. Unfortunately it's been quite a prominent side for the past like 6 months, but there's also this equally valid part of me that is this bubbly chatty person. And just because it's not been out for a while, it doesn't mean that it's not me. I don't know if I'm making sense, but these are just some of my thoughts. I get quite shocked when I'm seeing myself happy on video, because it's just like, who is this girl? You know, and like for so long I kind of built my identity off of other people, because I didn't know who I was. Like, I know this sounds quite like weird, but because I didn't know who I was, I never, like, I genuinely think only now this year I've started to find like my essence and like little me back. And because like me and my best friend Eva, like we always say that when I've been like in the depths of depression, she's always like, you know, we need to fight and get little me back, like the me that kind of before like my life kind of collapsed. No, before basically before I got really ill when I was younger. Like I was obviously still an anxious kid, but I wasn't aware of the anxiety at that point. So like we always just talked about getting her back, because that's me, that's like the true, that's who I am inside. And like I was a really happy kid, and I was really like carefree and bubbly, and like, yeah, I was just really like, I don't know, yeah. And like obviously that she disappeared for like a really long time, and it genuinely has just been, really did not plan on crying, especially when I'm doing my makeup. It really just has been like trying to get her back and trying to like, because you know you often talk about like looking after your inner child and stuff, and like, you know, not being mean to them, because it's like your child self that you're also being mean to if you're being mean to yourself. Because I didn't have this sense of self maybe as much as other people did, or like maybe just because I was young and I didn't have a sense of self, but like I literally built my identity off of other people. Like I remember I would just do, I know it is a very like sibling thing, but anything my sister would do, I would do. Like any clothes she wore, I would wear. Like the makeup, I would do. Like I didn't have, and I've talked about this, have I talked about this before? Was this on a TikTok? I'm not sure, but basically my therapist told me, I'm pretty sure it's my therapist, that people that grew up needing reassurance tend to trust themselves so much less, because they have literally grown up like only being able to do something if someone else has told them to. Like if you have reassurance all the time, it's reaffirming the belief that you don't trust yourself. As an anxious kid, like I fed off of reassurance. Like I just needed my mum's reassurance all the time. Like I would, you know, and this was up until I was like 16. Like I would be needing her. So now, yeah, when like I was talking to my therapist about this, it is weird because you can then see that like you learn to not trust yourself, and you learn that you need other people's opinion. So like I, you know, like the whole way through high school and stuff, I would build my identity off of other people and like ask my sister if this is okay. Like I didn't know who I was. So it's like really, it's really difficult undoing all of that. It's doing like simple things, like literally writing down a list of like what makes you happy instead of like what you think should make you happy, or like, you know, my sister does this, so I want to do this. Like, because like, you know, for a lot of the time in the beginning I would go to the gym because my sister went to the gym, whereas like now I go because it makes me so happy. Like, you know I love to read books, I know I love coffee, I know I love like quiet mornings. Like I know so much more about myself, but like it's still very new to me. And kind of, yeah, undoing, like finding out who I am instead of like what parts of me are just like reflections of other people that like I used. I don't know if this is gonna resonate with anybody, because like I said in my video the other day, that's why I've been struggling with like vlogging, because like obviously I was like, it's filling me with self-hatred, which is not fair to myself, but it's also, I think a lot of it is just unfamiliarity, and I feel like that's not me, but it is me. I just haven't seen a lot of happy me. Like, and also, yeah, when you look at it through like a lens, it does like, it puts a kind of different perspective on it. But I do just think it's something that's so like, you know, now I am able to say that like depression is a part of me and all that, but like for years depression and anxiety were my whole identity, and that can be really challenging. Yeah, because I also like, when you are depressed or in a very anxious state, like the hope and the idea of getting through it is like, it's kind of like, okay, but once I get through this, like it'll be amazing and I'll be happy again, and like everything will be good, and like obviously like you just want to get out the other side. But a lot of like depression that isn't talked about is the depression, or like, I don't know if it's like the post-depression for me, but like the periods where like you're not as depressed, or like the periods in between the depressive episodes. Like, it's not kind of just suddenly like, okay, great, like I'm not feeling depressed anymore, so like everything's good and like, you know, I can just like kind of go back to living my life. It's having to discover who you are when you're not depressed. It's having, it's like, it's almost, I would like, it's like emerging from hibernation kind of, like you, and like I do find this, and I have found this the past couple of weeks, that like emerging from a depressive episode is tricky, and it's like you've got to give people time, you've got to just let them kind of, you know, emerge on their own terms. Again, I think I'm gonna talk about this properly on another video, because I have so much to say. It's not all about just like getting through the depressive episode, like there's so many layers to it, and like the almost like aftercare of depression and depressive episodes is like equally as hard, because it is just like adjusting to a new life. My makeup is done. That's just my thoughts, guys. I just like wanted to talk about it because I just realized the other day, like when I was editing, that I was like, it's because I just don't really know. I still don't really know who I am, but that's okay, because I am working on it, and I'm working on understanding myself better and connecting with me, and genuinely like doing this and doing TikToks and everything. Like this is, it does make me feel like I'm filling a part of me that needed to be filled, and like it's, I do feel like it's like I feel very connected to my true self when I do this. Just some food for thought. I am going to get dressed and go to the gym now. I actually love brushing your hair, it's so therapeutic. Thanks guys for listening to me ramble away. I hope you took something from this video. Just that depression doesn't just change your life when you are in the depths of it, it changes like every other aspect of your life as well. I would genuinely just recommend getting a notebook out and just writing down like what makes me happy, what fills me up inside, because that is like the start of like understanding who you are and what you like. And because it's really difficult to detach from this idea of yourself that like you're just this sad person, because like for so many years I was like, no, this is, you almost get imposter syndrome in daily life, because you are just like, no, this isn't what I do, this isn't what we do. Like I lie in bed for days and cry, and I'm not able to like go and eat with my friends, or like, yeah, go to clubs because like I'm too anxious. Like this is not who I am. So it's like you genuinely feel just so weird, and like someone's about to take it all away from you, because it's just, you feel like a fraud, because you're like, this is when you are so used to a style of life. It's like, it's just so much adjustment to it coming out of that and being like, no, but this can be my life, and like just rewriting the story. But it takes time, so be patient with yourself. It's not like, you know, a month of work on yourself is not gonna undo years of negativity. So yeah, but I'm gonna leave you guys now. Hope you enjoyed my little rant, and have a great day. Although I'm not sure what time I'll upload this, so maybe a great evening. Goodbye.